Well, this ought to be interesting. The Devil. The campaign that I have heard about in hushed tones. I don't really know anything about it, but people have been talking about this one a bit. It's supposed to be, 4 lives hang in the balance as a mysterious stranger offers help for a price. I can see why you had to have all the characters back, because they have to be at risk here, apparently. Huh. This could be like the end of that one silly Batman movie where there's like, what was it? Was it like, I think it was Robin and Batgirl were both like in cages. It's like, you can't save them both. Be prepared for chance cards and Empire combat. Ugh. Empire combat. What do you mean I can't bring Coldburn? You know, I'll do Ember and I'll do Ember and... Oh, you actually can't bring... You very specifically can't bring Brimstone cards with it. You can bring unlimited platinum with you? Say what? I don't even know what that is, but I'm just gonna bring it with me. Bloop, 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 bloop. I actually have too many platinum cards. I actually have too many platinum cards. Elder's Gift is good. Dealing with thieves is alright. Man of the World can be good. I don't even know what you are yet. Goblin Town can be alright. For the gold part, let's not do Merchant's Favor. It's kind of a rough fight. Bring in Shrine instead. That's the free blessing one. That can be pretty good. I feel like Lady in the Lake's gonna be a chance to get a really cool sword. And if that's the case, maybe I don't need an Elder's Gift, or maybe Goblin Town. Because this adds platinum gain cards to your next things, means the next time you get any gain cards, you get like mega gain cards, which could be pretty good. Maybe even better than having Goblin Town, for example. Tallest Day. Is platinum gain or maiden better, I wonder? Let's do these ones. Man, does it feel weird to have that many platinums. You can also have unlimited platinum in your inventory. We're fighting Empire, so a big two-handed thing is best, so maybe I should do Wreath of Desire then. Odysseus Charm. That's the aura that gives you food. Lionheart, obviously. Reaper's Arrow could be useful. Are those my only plats? Probably. No. Oh, yeah, but that's not... That is not useful to me. Supposed to be an RNG heavy thing, so... Tiger's Eye might not hurt. Reduce all pain cards by 5. Might have a lot of pain coming my way. Let's go for that armor that helps me with, I don't know what jousting armor is. Imperial armor? Shuffle less. They said to prepare for card gambits. I don't really know any card gambit things. Whoa. That's interesting. I just noticed that the top corner highlights the icons for card and Imperial when you get to certain things. Stuns mages. Death-a-ring. Riposte. Why is this being highlighted? Oh, our mage is Imperial? Only? I'm gonna see if there's a single place I can go to that makes the cards light up. What was that? Mask of Holy Fortune. Oh yeah, that makes it, yeah, that plus that would mean, yeah, this would help you. Yeah, a bad thing will glow red, and this makes them shuffle less, so those two combined could give you a bit of an advantage. I have a helm. I have a weapon, I have armor, I have a helm, I have a ring, I have a trinket. Probably another ring, right? I'd probably be wearing these all the time. It's not a great helm, but it's a helm. And if I use that weapon, I don't need another weapon necessarily. Or not necessarily a shield, although there are a variety of anti-Empire weapons, aren't there? Maybe I should... I don't know, maybe a shield and weapon would be better. This does 125% damage against Empire, and it would be usable for riposting, and also can be used to deflect projectiles. Let's look for an Empire shield and see if it has a really good bonus. I'm past the shields already, so I don't think there was one. That's not great news. Map reveal, eat less, more max life, thief resistance, riposte. A lot of them are pretty specifically not good against, no really bonuses against Empire. You're just a generic ass shield. I mean, I can just start the game with a good shield though, so it's not a big problem necessarily. But this is always a big person crusher. I don't know, maybe Aretha's Ire is the way to go. Let's look for another ring. They said card gambits, but there's other things I can prep for, potentially. I also have an anti-Empire trinket, don't I? Empire's Burden. 30 damage and slow to Empire enemies when activated, less effective against other factions. Okay, let's bring that in then. So weapon, 2 trinkets, 1 for combat, 1 for not combat, kind of. That, I don't know. This is maybe reasonable. Oh my goodness, the pressure is on. They give me so many things I can bring. Healing spirits, just to add to the pile, perhaps. Medium armor. Let's go in there set up, right? That's my Empire weapon. What's it got? Bash 40 Empires as they block to unlock the token. Can't wait to do that. Just bring all these in. Max life, food, and gold. Since I've already got a weapon, armor, and trinket. The helm's only 4 armor. It does add to your total, though. Has to be taken to a blacksmith. Is the blacksmith only in strength challenge, right? I don't know. I might have to research that one to even figure out what they mean. Is a helm's probably better than 5 max health. Admittedly. Yeah. I'm sure I'm gonna die regardless, so let's just go for it. 4 lives hang in the balance as a mysterious stranger offers help for a price. 666.
Those who travel with you are more than mere pawns in this story. They have their own goals and their own needs. Yet their stories have ended, or they would be here by your side, would they not?
Ominous news. You arrive at a tavern one evening, anxious to settle beside a roaring fire with your companions. As you enter, however, you are surprised to find no familiar faces. After a meal and several hours of waiting alone, a priest rushes in. Your friend Ariadne lies stricken at our temple. You arrive at the temple to find Ariadne lying on a simple bed, attended to by a church official. He explains that she has been stricken with dark magic that is slowly draining her life. Wow, I've had you for like 5 minutes, it feels like. Oh well. Somehow this malady resists our attempts at curing, the official says, sadly. It's as if her very soul were poisoned. I'm sorry, her time is limited. The official leaves, shaking his head. It's not my place to say, the young cleric whispers, but perhaps there are other places you may seek help. In my work helping northerner refugees, I have heard tales of their high priestess, a mystic of sorts who moves freely between the realm of men and the world of beyond. If anyone could help your friend, it would be her. You know that the northerner priestess will not see you unless you possess enough blessings, but you have few options. Oh. Well, I gave myself a blessing card, but not other blessing cards. I could have chosen better for that then. With the young cleric's help, you ready Ariadne for transport and leave the temple. Well, wait, what? I need 4 blessings in only 2 steps.
old spirits dwell in these waters, and old power they offer. Still, I would not trust their terms if I were you.
Lady of the Lake. The great Lake Nivian is perpetually shrouded in fog and mystery.
As you travel, you will find fame and infamy follow you. Not yet, however.
Okay, so it just outright gave me a platinum weapon, which was already true for the Elder? What changed? The waves of Lake Nivian crash upon the rocks that surround it.
Given times are so dark, you are lucky to have allies willing to assist.
Does it just give you a platinum item and that's it? Maybe the difference is that the Elder gives you... The Elder gave me a bunch of fame and then gave me... would then give me a platinum item. I assume that the Lady in the Lake, because of the whole sword thing, might specifically only give you a platinum weapon? But I'm still not sure, like... he didn't give me, didn't give me fame or anything else. Unless this is still part of the scenario here. I'm just wondering what the trade-off is and why you would do that. Surprise introduction. You were walking past a black, plain-looking carriage when the door suddenly opens and a huge pair of hands lifts you inside. The carriage leaps forward as the door is shut and you find yourself sprawled on a seat opposite a huge, powerfully built but unusually ugly man. Lord Apollon requests your presence, the half-ogre declares. The creature is silent the rest of the journey until you arrive at an impressive manor house. You exit the carriage and are brought into a large hall for an audience with Lord Apollon. Ah, the great adventurer himself, Apollon begins, smiling broadly and stepping forward to greet you. He bows slightly. Greet him graciously? I've heard of your exploits. I too am but a servant of the Empire and its people. I'd like to offer my services if you ever have need of them. I don't presume to wield a sword or dodge a claw troll as well as you, of course, but I do try to support good people with supplies and such, especially heroic figures such as yourself. Apollon invites you to stay and entertain him with stories of your adventures so far. He seems captivated by every word, and several hours pass quickly. You lead an incredible life. I hope you return again soon with more enchanting tales. Apollon takes an item from many adorning the walls, saying, please accept this paltry gift. Perhaps it will help you rescue your friend. Okay, so he's just giving me an item. Cool. Not helpful for the blessing part, but okay. I already have Empire's Burden and Aretha's Ire. Allow my coachman to take you back, and please, come visit again anytime. Okay. Now he's up there. Is the idea that I should go somewhere else, then go there next, and maybe I can get another item? Or what is happening in this scenario? Yay, a map reveal. I can't wait. Thanks. Wait, can I go back? No. I can, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, so if it's gonna be maps like this, then yeah, Man of the World's pretty useless for a two-tile linear map.
You have to wonder why anyone would help you. At least my motives are clear.
You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollon and are granted an immediate audience. How goes your quest to save Ariadne? Lord Apollon asks. Explain that you lack the blessings required to visit the High Priestess. Perhaps I could be of some assistance. I must confess I have a weakness for games of chance. Oh, you're the devil, aren't you? You're Lord Apocalypse or something. Apollon leads you to a table in the other room. A set of cards is already set out upon it. If I win, then I will provide the blessings you require. Apollon nods as he adds, yes, I have the means. You'd be surprised what magical trinkets end up in my possession as part of my work. If I win, then you must pose with me for my next portrait. It will be entitled Champions of the Empire. Perhaps I shall have a statue of us made as well. He gestures for you to sit. I'll even stack the deck in your favor. After all, I enjoy the excitement of the game and care little for actually winning, except I'm sure you'll do well, Apollon smiles. There's one failure. That's a success. Well done, Apollon claps in appreciation. I think you've played this game before. Sure. He gestures to a darkly robed man who you failed to notice standing in the shadowed corner. The man comes to stand before you, his deep voice slowly intoning words of a foreign tongue. My associate is a follower of an ancient religion that you may not be familiar with, but rest assured that his devotion is second to none. As you sit through the lengthy ritual, you feel yourself drifting in and out of consciousness. Whether from droning voice or the potent incense being burned, you cannot say. Guardian Angel. Retry any chance card gambit. That's really good for this. Huge failure is considered failure in precision. Probably not. +1 to each of your dice during dice gambit. That's the really good one. But is dice going to happen? After all your re-rolls in a dice gambit, re-roll your lowest dice. Why are these are all gambit blessings? Is it always the same ones? That seems deliberate. Okay. I feel like there's a downside of taking his deal, right? Like if I could put platinum cards in that could somehow get enough blessings in time, maybe I could avoid dealing with Apollon. Maybe. You suddenly awake, Apollon watching you with mild amusement from across the table. I expect you'll want to begin your journey to the High Priestess immediately. I sincerely hope your friend makes a full recovery.
Devils wait in the darkness, but which devil will you focus on?
What is happening right now? As you pass near a darkened alley one evening, a blackened and misshapen hand grasps you, pulling you close to the darkness. You stand at the precipice of ruin. The Dark Lord has taken an interest in your destiny, and even now is engineering your downfall. The hunched creature pulls you with surprising strength further into the shadows. But I can help. There is a magic that can help you beat him at his own game. We can craft it, you and I. Doing so may test your spirit, but that's better than eternal darkness, hey? He looks up at you, his yellow eyes glowing faintly. Do not fall to despair. We will meet again soon. Oh, great. So 2 questionable figures that I don't think I can trust the either of. Good to know.
You must ponder the ties that begin to bind. The trap is slowly laid for you.
The High Priestess, the same one from one of the first scenarios. In fact, the one I just did to deal with Kolbjorn. You cross the northern border and prepare yourself for the long journey up Mount Freitas. You are surprised, however, to find a band of northern warriors waiting for you. The High Priestess is expecting you, the leader of the band declares. With their guidance and protection, you quickly find yourself once more in the ritual house of Esmaranthia. Or fame for me, but I need 20. Didn't really think about that much as I should for Aretha's Ire. I so often just have enough fame for whatever I need in this game. I know why you have come. The giantess begins. Moving to inspect Ariadne. She quickly sneers, saying, It's no wonder your holy people cannot heal her. This is no minor curse or spell from a magician. A beast of the underworld has tainted your friend's spirit. Without my help, she will die. Esmaranthia pauses to consider you, her gaze boring into your soul. I think your fate will be to one day destroy the one who brings ruin to my people. Until then, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, yes? The Queen of Frost sends you to another room as she prepares a ritual. Many hours later, you are summoned again. You find the Queen standing over Ariadne, who, apart from being famished, appears fully recovered. Leave when you are ready, Esmaranthia declares, turning to leave. But heed my warning, hero. A shadow hangs over your soul. Stray but a little and you will fail, to the ruin of us all. So do I have a companion now? Do I get to collect all 4 characters as companions if I save each one? Malaclips told me he was going to the village of Rumstock to investigate a rumor of a magical artifact, Ariadne explains as you leave the ritual house. I was to meet him there some days ago. Oh no, he's a fallen victim of magical sickness.
How you come to be here now, given the challenges that have stood before you.
Shadow over Rumstock. As you journey towards Rumstock, you are disquieted by an increasing number of rumors concerning the village. It seems that every traveler coming from that direction has heard of terrible, ritualistic murders being performed in the woods nearby. The rumors also suggest the mage responsible has been captured. Disguised himself as a bard, one fellow declares. I saw him with my own eyes, and he has the look of a killer. Don't worry, continues the man. There'll be justice served for those poor souls when that necromancer burns at the stake. Okay, not a magical sickness. They're going to burn him at the stake. Great. Gonna be a bit frustrating when they threaten to re-kill Kolbjorn when I just freaking brought him back to life. All right, so going there probably kills him. So let's go anywhere else first.
An opportunity
dealing with
for you to show your
thieves.
skills extend beyond mere violence.
Ariadne offers help. Yes, that one. Okay. That's a lot of cards. Yes. It's a good time to have multiple ones. I don't know what I want yet, though. I would say food and gold because I don't know why I want that much life necessarily. It's like one hit worth, but the gold can amount to a lot, and I get to pick 2, right? Yeah. A lot of gold and food. The Grey Traveler once again. You are camped on the side of the road one moonless night when a familiar pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You have glimpsed your doom, I take it. The curse is in the cards, you know. He limps from the shadows to sit next to you, although somehow the fire fails to illuminate his form at all. The spell that will be your salvation requires several unique ingredients. The cloaked figure explains. The first task will be to harvest the horn of a diabolic creature. I know of one that will be easy to overcome, he says, producing a silver whistle from his cloak. Strike quickly, though, he pauses to add, or it may escape, and will spend countless lifetimes. You will spend countless lifetimes regretting it. Nah. This guy obviously looks like he's more likely to be the devil character. But the fact that he so clearly looks like he's the bad guy makes me think that he might actually not be the bad guy somehow. And the weirdly gracious person might be the bad guy. But I won't know what pitfalls there are to fall into until I finish my first playthrough of this level, probably. A whistle releases a sharp note and a fiery portal appears between the two of you. A short, horned creature steps out as the portal closes again. Hey, Theophilus, you called? The devil asks, looking up at him. What? The child-sized creature seems oblivious to your presence for the moment. You know what, let's just fuck it up. I'm gonna ask the creature for its horn. What? You want my horn? The little devil exclaims, looking around. You brought me here so this mortal could harvest my horn. I thought you were my friend. Attempt to talk to the little devil. Little devil disappears in a puff of smoke and ash. Well, that didn't work. Theophilus shakes his head with a sigh. You have cost me, mortal, but any punishment I inflict would be nothing compared to your fate now. He clicks his fingers and you suddenly wake up, alone by the side of the road. What if he is the bad guy, though? He's summoning devils. I don't know if I should trust him, even though it seems like he might be helping me.
But our difference is that we understand the game must have rules and definitions if it is to bind.
This is a somewhat interesting part of the game. This thing where token cards can be unlocked mid-run. I believe these cards are normally the cards that also get unlocked by beating the scenario. So you beat the scenario and this would get added to your deck, and then you'd have a Gambling Hansel card with a token on it. Or you can preemptively unlock the token without even finishing the scenario, which I think that's an interesting element. It's a little remix there. I think all the ones that have tokens in them can be unlocked so that you can take them with you into other scenarios. Otherwise it'd be a little frustrating because then you'd have to try to remember which scenarios have a token locked around in them as on some card that randomly gets drawn. That'd be rough. Gambling Hansel. You enter a tavern one evening just as a gang of soldiers rise angrily from a table, leaving just a well-dressed civilian seated. You cheating son of a harpy, one of them yells. Gentlemen, please, I cannot help it if Lady Luck is taken to me this fine evening. Nobody's that lucky, the soldier exclaims, drawing his sword. The other soldiers advance around the table. The unarmed man suddenly leaps from his chair and ducks behind you, saying, "Mercenary, I implore you, I am but a humble and honest merchant in need of aid. Oh boy. Save me from this band of treacherous fiends who I have offended merely by playing fairly a number of games of chance, and I will pay you with gold." "Hey, that's our gold, Hansel," the soldiers cry. So I can fight a musket of steel for a reward, or get out of the way and maybe get rewarded by the soldiers. Well, I'm apparently being contrarian this run through, so let's get out of the way. The soldiers rush past you and shake Hansel down, sending a steady stream of gold coins onto the floor. "This guy is loaded," one of them exclaims. Eventually the coins stop falling, and the soldiers, plus some of the other patrons, set to collecting as much of the treasure as possible. Hansel uses the commotion to escape out the side door as a few coins roll your way. Target is 3, so you basically win by default.
I hope you have learned.
Oh wait, you do win by default. Oh wait, no you don't, it's 2 dice. I was gonna say, if you have 3 dice, then that is winning by default. But the low target means you can't re-roll for better gains. For the rest of the night, the crowd is in a jovial mood, with much food and wine consumed in the early hours of the morning. Nope, that's not how you do it. It would be interesting if the contrarian move was actually the solution sometimes, instead of just, you know, mindlessly doing what you're supposed to do the scenario, kind of defeating the purpose of there being dialogue and choices. I guess the point of the choices sometimes is just that you can opt out, which is a safety net. There's some scenarios where you step on them and I'm like, no, don't, no, because there's plenty of scenarios that once you're on them, you can't escape them. Where there's other scenarios where you have an option to opt out, which makes them safer cars to have in the deck.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices carefully.
You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollon and are granted an immediate audience. You say that another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollon remarks. How fascinating. You relate some detail as to Maleclipse's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollon says, shaking his head. Do you have a plan to save Maleclipse? Lord Apollon says. You explain that you have not yet visited the village of Rumstock to assess the situation. I expect you'll want to travel there immediately in order to save your friend. Would you like to transport there? Sure. My butler will show you to the stables, Apollon says, summoning him with a small bell. Take Bluetail, she's the fastest. Lord Apollon's stables turn out to house an expensive array of animals. You are helped onto Bluetail's back, and the griffin rises into the air. It's Griffin. Wow, we opted out of that detail for a while, didn't they?
So the noose begins to tighten, and we question the very stakes.
You arrive at the outskirts of the village of Rumstock, where Maleclipse is being held captive. What? Go to the next level. Or take a different path. You leave the troubled village behind, intent on finding some way to rescue your companion. What, that's it? Okay, so I've been there. You have not yet visited the village to assess the situation. What? So, like... Okay, so you have to do it. I'm confused. Okay. But it's go to the next level, though, so I'm leaving. Weird. A wooden stake with brushwood piled around it stands in the village center. A few peasants stand around talking eagerly about the impending doom of the so-called necromancer. You track down the town mayor, who, despite your pleas, refuses to consider sparing the mage's life. The creature is bound head to toe in blessed iron, and he'll stay that way until burning under a full moon. Good, decent folk from this town have been murdered, and I will see to it that they receive justice. You plead Maleclipse's innocence. And who are you that we should listen? The mayor exclaims. It will take more than the word of a nameless mercenary to free this creature of darkness. How in the world am I nameless after what I've done in this game? The fuck? Alright. So I didn't go to the next level. Why is go to the next level even listed then, if it's a lie? Weird. Say that you have the situation. I don't think I don't though. Confess that you cannot convince the village of Rumstock to free him. Those dreadful peasants in the provinces can be savage folk, Apollon declares, but I have a solution. If you will but play the cards once more. I bet it gets worse every time. If you win, then I will use my considerable influence to spread word of your great deeds in service to the people. Bards will sing your praises across the empire. They don't trust bards, though. Remember? The rabble love nothing more than a hero, a real defender of the people, Apollon explains dryly. If it helps, I'll even have my personal herald accompany you. Your needs are more particular in this case, so I must insist that you up your ante. If I win, you must stay and entertain my guests with tales of your adventures. Here's a crazy idea. How about, instead of playing cards, you help me with Malacalypse, and then I help you, and we just do like a trade instead of a weird gamble for no reason, where I can just let Malacalypse die in a fire. It's gonna be really awkward for me to, like, you know, have this, like, entertain your guests thing while my friend is being burned at the stake all across the way. What do you say? Does the prospect of another winning hand entice you? That's the spirit. Ariadne offers help. Thank you, Ariadne. That one was safe. Alright, continue. Another win, Apollon exclaims. You are adept at both combat and the finer arts. This feels like a trap. Everything is so easy, and I'm not actually doing anything so far that I feel like this is all like a weird false sense of security. Also, I'm about to starve. I shall make plans with my associates tonight to support your cause, Apollon declares, but by the time you reach Rumsock, your name will be legend.
Now the power is yours to use.
Oh! They gave me so much fame that I can use Retha's Ire because I suddenly have 40. Neat. Your fame in the region grows. You gain 34. I wonder if they were just setting it to... I wonder if they were just setting it directly to 40. At your approach, a woman tending her garden spots you. She sends her child to fetch the mayor, and minutes later, a throng of other villagers approach, led by a balding man. Look, someone calls out. The hero of the empire is in our village. You're here for the demon, of course, the mayor says as he approaches. You must have heard that we captured it ourselves. The peasants all cheer. Don't worry, the mayor continues. We intend to burn it during the full moon. You ask the mayor to take you to Malacalypse, who you find sitting in a small cell bound in silver chains set with glowing runes. With some effort, you manage to convince the mayor to release him into your custody for proper disposal. I'm sure you know best when it comes to creatures of the underworld, the mayor says, but we have the fire planned, and everybody is coming. Perhaps you could stay, just until the full moon? He asks hopefully, as you lead Malacalypse away. They want me to stay until the full moon? Do they want the fire to happen anyway, but without Malacalypse? Or are they just like, hey, just stay and burn him anyway? Got 8 more fame. At the edge of the village, the mayor reluctantly removes Malacalypse's chains and stands well back as you leave. Thanks, Malacalypse says. Those country folk weren't kidding around. He goes on to relate how he was set upon as he entered the village, being accused for some local murders involving magic. It sure seemed that they knew I was coming. And where did they get all those anti-magic chains from? Oh, so it was just blatantly a trap set up for him. Like, blatantly. You fill Malacalypse in on what happened to Ariadne. What about Estrella and Colbjorn? He asks as you begin your journey back towards the capital.
So many enemies await you, and so many would stop you moving forward.
So far, this is the strangest scenario. I've been playing for like over half an hour, but I'm not really playing, because it's basically like it's like the game is winning itself. It's weird. And if it does get suddenly hard, I'm gonna really bemoan all of the button mashing I have to do to get through all the story every single time to get to the part where the actual challenge happens. Ransom. The next day you stop to rest at a small inn. There are a few other patrons as you consume a sparse meal before retiring to your room. Moments later, you hear a noise at the window. It suddenly opens, allowing a hooded stranger to slip inside. Why isn't Malacalypse my companion? Oh. Relax your sword arm, mercenaries, the woman exclaims. warding you away with an open hand. I seek only to deliver a message that your colleague Kolbjorn has been acquired by the guild. You see, she continues, leaning against the windowsill, with recent setbacks to our income potential, we've had to expand our enterprise with kidnapping and so on, and a rival tribe has an impressive bounty on your friend's head. Again? He can't get a break. It's all just business. For only 150 gold, you can buy your friend's life back. Bring the gold to the East Market Square, and someone will contact you. Otherwise, well, I can't say he'll be treated by those barbarians, the cloaked woman says as she ducks back out of the window, vanishing into the darkness once more. I'm scared, you guys. I'm starting to think that letting that guy help you a single time basically fails the scenario, or maybe fails the gold condition of the scenario. And you might have to bring really specific cards with you, and those really specific cards have to get you 4 blessings on that floor, 40 fame on the other floor, and 150 gold on this floor, which means also crazy RNG of getting specific cards to be drawn on specific floors, and that's a terrifying thought. Boy, oh boy, I'm also about to starve. Here it comes. Oh hey, the shrine. Your quest brings you to Shrine Land, where shrines happen. What the... Those are bad dice. Thankfully, I have all these bonuses for my rolls, so... Yeah.
Victory. You are learning.
That's a terrible roll. Only a 9. Damn. Sunshine appears, blah blah blah. 10 max health, 15 max health. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd bring wildly different cards to this scenario now that I know what it is. Oops, I forgot to buy food.
Each step hoping to survive. Find food if you can.
When you are camped on the side of the road, one moonless night when a familiar... You are camped on the side of the road, one moonless night when a familiar face, pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You have glimpses of your doom, I take it. The curse is in the cards, you know. It's the same dialogue as before. It's the same dialogue as before. Ask him for his horn. Talk to little devil. You've cost me. I mean, I've already screwed it up once. Might as well just commit, right? Ow, I forgot to buy food again. Hey, look, I'm here. The Mask of Holy Fortunes. And Tiger's Eye. I might buy this. I only have 10 gold left over, basically, though. But I could sell stuff. Like you. I have every desire. $10 for 3. Could go all in, or this could go terribly for me. Mask of Holy Fortunes. In which case I might as well sell off my helm. That doesn't do anything. Because well, it gives me more armor technically, but I'm not using it. Buy food. I don't have enough. This is kind of a problem, actually. Tempting. Probably regret that, but if I start starving, I'm gonna really be in trouble here. Let's give myself a good little bit of food. I just need to draw the next food card, though. Like, it's waiting for me. I put mega cards in my income thing, but nothing's drawing them in this scenario. Again. You say another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollon remarks. How fascinating. It definitely isn't me doing it. Haha. You relate some detail as to Kolbjorn's situation. We live in the dangerous times indeed, Apollon says, shaking his head. I see you still bear the marks of the battle yourself, Apollon remarks, sending his butler for a healing potion. Damn. How goes your quest to save Kolbjorn? Lord Apollon asks. Explain that you do not have the ransom gold. I'd like to help, if I may, Apollon says earnestly. Would you mind terribly indulging me in another little game? If you win, then I shall give you the required gold to pay the ransom for your friend. No need to repay it, no strings attached. If I win, then shall we say you owe me a day's service? Apollon suggests. I have business interests in the northern hills that require some important deliveries. As you know, the land is still rife with northerner warriors, despite the Emperor's claims. How about it, adventurer? Kolbjorn's life could be saved with the turn of a card. Seriously though, like I could just... Have you heard of trade work? Excellent, Apollon exclaims. Let's begin. Fuck. Fuck. Let's start with a yes. Man, that's not good. Okay, we're good. He's still only shuffling once, so if I'm lucky and the thing on top was a good one, then I just win. Ah, you win again. I think perhaps you are working a con on me, Apollon laughs. With a gesture from Apollon, a small humanoid creature brings over a chest of gold. These are getting so much more difficult. So I assume the point is that one skull is added each time. The idea here is going to be that the next one's going to be impossible, right? Because there's just going to be an entire row of skulls, right? With a gesture from Apollon, a small humanoid creature brings over a chest of gold. Blom. I hope with that gold, you'll get your friend back in one piece. Do visit again sometime and let me know how it went. How could you get that much gold on your own? The thief card can put a gold card in the deck, but even that one's only 40. You can get a bunch of gold from Goblin Town, but even that's not 150. I don't know.
Your allies, of course, help in times of trouble, but when the tables are turned...
East Marketplace, you find yourself in the eastern district of the capital, approaching the markets. The Thieves Guild will undoubtedly find you there and demand the ransom gold. Let's go in. You enter into a wide courtyard filled with stalls and milling citizens. Within moments, you are roughly drawn into a shady corner, protected from prying eyes by a variety of hanging carpets. Hello again, the cloaked woman begins brightly, her two beefy companions silently taking position on either side of you. How did we go? Are we saving any lives today? Bwomp. You hand over a sack of coins, which is promptly seized by one of the large men. Hope that it wasn't too much trouble to get your hands on, the woman comments as the coins are counted. Eventually, the man nods to the woman and the two men leave, taking the gold. No hard feelings, eh? It's just business. The woman smiles, drawing up her cloak. Suddenly, she dashes away, vanishing behind a pile of rolled-up carpets. Afraid that you might have just been hoodwinked, you wander back through the crowds to see Kolbjorn being thrown from a moving wagon. You paid them, he said, standing and brushing himself off. I owe you my life. Again. I just resurrected you like yesterday, man. Kolbjorn relates his tale of capture and confinement by the guild. Estrella wasn't with me when I was taken. I don't know what fate has befallen her. This is a really weird challenge.
Why a sudden wave of carelessness has overtaken your allies.
High treason. A herald enters the marketplace and announces that Captain Estrella Fiore, traitor to the Empire, has been captured. I guess she has been doing treason, based on the scenario where we got her in the first place. She had killed another captain. She has been sentenced to death by the Emperor himself. The herald continues, let her fate be an example of all who would consider defying his will. It won't work, interrupts a commoner. The more executions he hands out, the more the free people will rebel. The Emperor is cracking down on the lawlessness running rampant in the city, the herald responds, and you sound like a rebel yourself. Discreet enquiries lead you to learn that Estrella is being held in a remote Empire stronghold, but nobody claims knowledge of where it is. It's over there, apparently. Just walk over there. Obviously, that's not the point. How will we ever rescue Estrella if we cannot even find her? Ariadne asks in anguish. Ah. Wow, they're just revealing to him in advance now, huh? Elder's Gift. Lionheart. It's pretty good to have, but I'm not going to put it on right now because I don't need health right now, and Empire's Burden would help me against a combat scenario against the Empire if it happened. 58 fame for some reason. St. Talis Day. You guys are showing up on the wrong floors. I could have used you on the floor that actually cared about blessings. Be blessed for luck, right? Yeah, luck. Reduce the speed of wheel. Great. Wheel gambit reduced in speed. Wealth, harvest, glory. Harvest. Oh. The priestess prays silently for a long moment before shaking her head. The gods are fickle today. A baker behind you makes an impatient noise. There are no food blessing cards in the deck. What? Okay, then wealth. There are no gold blessing cards. Request any blessing. Revive your companions. Damn it. There's entire categories of blessings where I don't even have cards of those kinds yet. Weird. I'm gonna starve. Hooray. Sell equipment. I have to sell something that's actually good if I want to be able to afford food. No part of the scenario provides you with food or money at any point, apparently. Jesus. Battered helm, tiger's eye. Don't want that. Why would I want to buy the? Why would I want to buy the battered helm back? This is a problem now. I mean, leather armor does not affect the gambits. Maybe I should just not care that much about. Let's see. 12 plus 5 is 17, plus 3 would be 20. Empire's Burden. Leather armor. I got rid of the things that don't affect my rolls. I mean, my dice. This is really big and it's worth keeping. This is a mega weapon. That affects the card part. I would pick very different cards for this next time. You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollon and are granted an immediate audience. You say that another of your friends is in peril. Lord Apollon remarks, "How fascinating." You relate some details as to Estrela's situation. "We live in dangerous times indeed." Apollon says, shaking his head. "I'm gonna leave. How goes your quest to save Estrela? I'm going to change the topic of conversation." "Of course," Lord Apollon says. "Shall we discuss your past exploits once more? Tell me more about the ogre you encountered." You talk at length of your adventures before you realize several hours have passed. "I must attend to some pressing business now, but please visit any time and let me know if you ever need assistance." I realize there's another card over here, so I should go there first. Oh, right, you. I'm just going to say no 3 times. Shit! I didn't mean to click on that. Oh well.
Patience. Do not move too quickly, for haste breeds only failure.
With a mighty blow to the head, you knock the devil unconscious. Soon you have removed one of the beast's horns and handed it to Theophilus, who places in a sack made from the same dark material as the cloak. The next step is normally as difficult to achieve as obtaining a devil horn, but luck is with us again. The agent of your downfall has provided us with exactly what we need. He gestures to and your skin begins to glow. To possess so many blessings is rare for a mortal. I shall add their power to the mix. Theophilus opens a small vial towards you, and with a sickening tug, you feel some part of you torn away. You don't really feel like a good guy, I gotta say. Allies return? How many are being taken away? Deft Eye? Those are dice ones. Get rid of that one. Is that enough yet? This will do nicely. Theophilus says with satisfaction as he seals the urn. Never lose hope, mortal, he calls as he returns to the river. The Dark One may still lose his prize yet. Oh, it's over. I feel like he's the bad guy. Oh, maybe. I don't know. For all I know, one skull disappears every time you work with him. It is no trivial thing to wish to, you wish to gamble for this day, Apollon says, looking concerned. Even I cannot sway the Emperor's decision on your friend, and helping you intervene would be a tantamount to treason. Perhaps if you win, then I could give you the means to rescue your friend, Apollon concedes, but if I were to make such a gamble, then you must risk something equally significant. Apollon leans forward, fixing you with his gaze. If I win, you must serve me until I release you. Or until I die, of course. Apollon smiles softly at the suggestion. Well, champion? Seriously, like, you know, trade work. Apollon asks, clearly eager to begin the game. Are you willing to gamble one life for another? Shit. Apollon smiles wickedly and deals the cards because he's secretly a really nasty... What the fuck? That's not what gambling is, you prick. What do you think gambling means? You're literally cheating. Alright, so basically I had to do the robed figure every single time, didn't I? And do it perfectly. And then we would have a better chance. Is that the case? Yeah, I'm gonna have you not help right now, Ariadne. Because it's impossible. It's literally impossible. It's literally rigged. Like... This doesn't even make sense as a gamble. It's literally not a gamble. This doesn't actually make any sense. Because all the cards are all of them are failures. Like, they're clearly all failures. So, like, this is not even a real gamble? It's just a lie. And wouldn't I see the cards and be like, those are all, none of those are the good one. This isn't a gamble. Fuck you. And now you are mine, Apollon says, standing. He gestures for you to rise, and you feel naturally compelled to do so. Follow me, hero, and we shall see what mischief we can put your talents up to. Apollon leads you through a door etched in strange symbols, and down a long, long set of stairs into darkness. Your old life and the fate of the Empire is left behind forever. Bom, bom, bom. I don't really like this scenario so far. Oh well.
The impossible seems out of your grasp, at least for now.
Man, I did so little. That took like an hour, and I did so little myself. I mostly was just watching it and reading. Alright, well, time to pick completely different cards. You aren't useful. Blessings are fine. You aren't useful because you'll never get drawn. You're completely useless. Okay. We go in on blessings. Not sure what the best approach to this would be.